What is up, guys? What is going on? And welcome back to a brand new video. Today we'll be discussing the 2020 election, of course. I mean, it's what we've been talking about for the past 7 months. And we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking at what I predicted and what it looked like against the actual outcome. So, here at Unbiased Election Predictions, I try to be as transparent as I can about my predictions. I'm no expert. I try to predict outcomes to the best of my abilities, but I'm far from an expert. I'd like to be an expert. My dream job would actually be a political analyst on CNN or NBC or Fox, but and I have to aim for transparency. So we veered a little bit off track there, but we're going to start. So as all of you know, I did do a presidential prediction the day before the election. And that was it. And I know Joe Biden's pointer finger is covering up Virginia, which is likely Democratic, as well as North Carolina, which is tilt Republican. But that was my prediction, and I'm pretty proud of it. I mean, I got a lot of states right that some people didn't see coming, but I also had some errors. So we're going to discuss the errors. First, there are three categories. There are states I nailed, like where I got the margin correct, basically. States I got right, but what the margin was off, and then states I just didn't get right. So, yeah. So, I hope that you all like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. I think my mic is too far away from me, so hopefully I wasn't too quiet. But, thanks for watching, guys, and we're going to get started. So, these are a bunch of states. These are the states that I nailed, essentially. And we're going to go and just read off my margins from these states. And I know it's kind of clogged up, but there are actually more states, but I only include the more important ones and bigger ones. So these are the states I nailed. So first, starting off with the state of Kentucky, I predicted that Donald Trump would win it by 22%. He won it by 26%. So I was pretty close on that. In Arkansas, I predicted a 25-point win for Donald Trump. He won by 28. In Alaska, I predicted an 11-point win for Donald Trump. He won by 10.5. In Colorado, I predicted an 11-point win for Joe Biden. He won by 13.5. In Delaware, I predicted a 20.5% win for Joe Biden. He won by 19. In Hawaii, I predicted that Joe Biden would end up winning by 30 points. He won by 29.4. In Massachusetts, and I need to, here we go. I predicted that Joe Biden would win by 34%. He won by 33%. In the state of Connecticut, I predicted Biden would win by 17%. He won by 20%. In Indiana, I predicted that Donald Trump would win by 14%. He won by 16%. In New Jersey, I predicted Donald Trump would win. I think I need to flip my script. I predicted that in New Jersey, he would win by 7, or that Joe Biden would win by 17%. He won by 16%. In California, that's my home state, I predicted Joe Biden would win by 24%. He's currently ahead by 21%, but there are still some Democratic votes from the Bay Area that are left to be counted, that are yet to be counted. In Maine, I did predict that Joe Biden would win by 12%. He ended up winning by 9%, so I was somewhat close. I got the state right. And like, we don't have the actual results from either of the congressional districts, but I did get both of them right, predicting a 23-point Biden win in the first district and a 2% Trump win in the second district. And I got those right, but we don't know the exact margins yet. In North Carolina, I predicted that Donald Trump would end up winning by 0.5%. It was a bigger of a victory for him. He won by 1.7%. In Texas, I did predict Joe Biden would lose by a little more than 5%. I got a lot of hate for this. I said he was going to lose by 5.4. He ended up losing by 5.8. Now, lastly, the state of Maryland, I underestimated Joe Biden there. I said he was going to win by 26. He ended up winning by 32. So this is states that I nailed and I'm very proud of. Now we're going to move on to the states that I got right technically, but my margins were pretty off. So, yeah. Starting with Alabama, I overestimated, and also we're going to be saying what I got wrong here. In Alabama, I overestimated black turnout. And I thought that there were going to be some conservative Democrats that have been voting for Trump that would switch back to Biden. I was wrong. I predicted an 18.4% by Trump win. He won by 26%. In the state of Michigan, I predicted that Joe Biden would win by nearly 5%. He ended up winning by 2.8%. So, yeah. I think that I got this wrong just because, again, turnout from Detroit was high, but as a percentage, Biden underperformed Clinton very narrowly. Now, that being said, he did overperform her literally everywhere else, so it didn't cost him the state. In the state of Arizona, I predicted a 3-point Biden win. He only won by 0.3, so it was very close. It was closer than I expected. This is probably because I overestimated his Latino support by a little bit, even though I did acknowledge he had a Latino problem. And I overestimated his vote share in Maricopa. I thought he was going to win Maricopa by around 5. He's only going to win it by 2. In Minnesota, I actually underestimated Joe Biden, unlike the previous 2 states. I said he was going to win by 5%. He won by 7.2. I think I said this because I thought that Minnesota and Michigan were both going to be around that 5% mark, and I thought they were going to vote together. Although Minnesota voted 5 points to the left of Michigan, and the suburban turnout was higher than I expected, and it was better for Joe Biden than I expected. In New Hampshire, I really thought that Biden's primary performance in some colleges being closed would really help Donald Trump. It didn't. He ended up losing the state by a lot more than 2016. He lost New Hampshire by 7.2, and I predicted a 4-point Biden win. In Mississippi, I predicted higher black turnout than what actually happened. In Mississippi, I predicted a 15-point Trump win. He ended up winning by nearly 19. In the state of Missouri, I predicted that Donald Trump would win the state by nearly 12%, a little less. He ended up winning by a lot more. He won by nearly 16. In the state of Ohio, I got this one pretty wrong. I thought it was going to be very close. I had Trump winning by 4. Yeah, he ended up winning by over 8%. So Ohio's basically gone for the Democrats. Now moving up to Iowa, I did predict that Donald Trump would win, but like Ohio, I underestimated his margin of victory. In Iowa, I said he was going to win by 4.7. He ended up winning by 8.2. Now going over to Illinois, I underestimated Biden here, I underestimated Trump here, but that's not really accurate just yet because there are still some votes that remain to be counted from Cook County. So as of last night, Illinois, Biden is up by 13.5%. That's probably going to expand to 15% for the final results. And I predicted an 18-point win for Joe Biden, but I still underestimated Trump there. Now, lastly, in our last state on the states I got right list, kind of, in Nevada, I predicted a 4.3% Biden win. He ended up winning, or he's ahead by 2.5, but he could expand his lead to 3. So, yeah. So, again, these aren't all the states that I got right, but these are just the highlights. Like, all these states, like Alabama, I was 6 points off, so I wanted to highlight that. But and then the rest are basically swing states, or states that the margins, like Missouri, I said it was going to be likely for Trump. It ended up being safe. So, yeah. Now, I got one state wrong, and it's the state of Georgia. So, Georgia, thank you for proving me wrong, but, it's just leave it to Georgia to screw up my prediction. So, I predicted a 2.4% Donald Trump win. Biden's currently up by 0.3, and that's probably going to be his lead when this is all said and done. There are a couple hundred votes, or maybe 1,000 votes that remain to be counted from, Fulton County. But, other than that, it's very, very, very solid for Joe Biden. So, yeah. Now, what did I not see coming in Georgia? Well, first of all, I didn't see, I really thought that a high number of absentee and provisional ballots for minorities were going to be rejected. That didn't end up happening to the extent that I thought it would. I also thought that there would just be higher turnout for Trump because Georgia is an establishmentarian Republican state. I thought there would be higher Trump turnout because they might have warmed up to him after 4 years. They didn't. Some of them stayed home, and some of them even voted for Joe Biden. And so the turnout from Atlanta was just too high for Trump to overcome, and he ended up losing Georgia. So, rather quick video. Thanks for watching this, guys. Please like and subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. How accurate were your predictions? Thank you, and goodbye.